What is good, YouTube? What is good, Facebook? Welcome in to another show once again. I'm your host, Tavares Wilson, as you all know. Always get the last word, man. So we're here today. A lot of movement in the NFL, man. The NFL football lands. We're gonna discuss all that here today. But before we get into that, as always, man, I got to introduce my counterparts here. We got my boy Gino in the building, always changing the name up on us.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Good today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir.
And then we got my boy Mike here as well. Mike, what's up, bro? You feeling?
Feeling a lot better than I did before free agency started.
Okay, okay. So let's jump right into it, fellas, man. Let's get into it, man. I don't want to waste no time because I know a large portion of this episode is going to be dedicated to the NFL free agency. So, first thing I want to do, I want to go through the specific contracts and who received what. So, excuse me. Without further ado, let's get into the first contract. Of course, I'm a Dolphin fan. We got to talk about the one quarterback that was signed to quote unquote lucrative money, and that's Malik Willis. As many predicted, as many foreseen, Malik Willis did end up signing with the Miami Dolphins on a 3-year, $67 million contract. I believe of that, 42 million is guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a move with all intentions, in my opinion, is to be treated as a rookie quarterback. I think Malik Willis will get the same grace as a guy on a first year contract. I don't think this will be treated as a second year deal in any way, shape, or form, especially with the state the team is in. Because there's a lot of guys signing contracts here on 1 year prove it deals or 1 year rental deals. And it just seems to be a situation where you want to grow the team around the quarterback and get yourself in position to make some kind of run within the next 2 years. So this, to me, I'm still on the fence about the move, man. I'm not fully sure how well it will pan out, being the fact that you have a guy that's only started 6 games in his career. Now, granted, I think Malik Willis can play. I said this about him when he came out of Liberty. I didn't think he was a dude that was a scrub in any way, shape, or means or forms. But I think bad franchises are bad franchises. I think him going to Tennessee didn't do him any favors, but him going to Green Bay, playing in the Shanahan-esque kind of system under Matt LaFleur helped him tremendously. And he's going to come back and pretty much have that same system because the GM in place is going to ensure, well, at least I hope, that he has the same system in place for him that he seemed to somewhat thrive in. So, with all that being said, man, Gino, I'm gonna let you go first, my boy. What are your thoughts on the move for the Dolphins?
Man, first, I'm glad, and I might be the only Lions fan that been saying this. I'm glad that that guy's out of my division. Like when I used to watch Malik Willis even come in spot situations, yeah, I just didn't really want to. I didn't really want to play him because I feel like he's really that good. I feel like he's good. A lot of people might not feel like that. That's fine, but I feel like especially for Miami's situation, that is a real good situation for him to just come in and just play football because there's no expectation. Not saying T like y'all have zero expectations, but to be honest, once y'all let go of Tua, it's gonna take about 2 years to get Tua off the books. Y'all probably gonna work towards that 2028 window to make something really, really happen. So really for Malik, if he gets y'all to the playoffs, I mean he damn near made man for a good little period. If you don't get to the playoffs, I don't really think nobody expecting y'all to get to the playoffs. The only thing that Malik Willis has to do is just show flashes and give Miami a reason to not draft a quarterback in 2028. Like that's really all he like. As long as he don't go out there 10 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, play completely horrible or something like that. Not to throw shade at Mike Guy. As long as he don't look like Justin Fields, he's not getting replaced. As long as he do just enough to give y'all a chance to look like y'all gonna make the playoffs, look like he gonna show improvement. To me, that's 100 is going to be a good deal. So at the end of the day, it comes down to Malik Willis taking what he learned from Matt LaFleur, hopefully getting enough help where it can be there in Miami, and realize he really does not have to carry y'all. He just has to make sure he's good enough to not get replaced in 2028, which can be extremely beneficial to him. and probably beneficial to y'all. If y'all take care of certain things moving forward.
Okay, okay. What you got, Breeze?
Um, for what it's worth, man, I see that y'all ready to move on, man. I see better days are coming. I think the problem with Miami quarterbacks for a while was the mobility mainly, because I'm not gonna lie to you, with a troubled offensive line and a great running back, it's kind of easy to just single in on Devon A. Chain. So I think that's really why he became more of a pass catcher, even though he's very, very good at it. But I think this will take a lot of pressure off him as a running back coming out the backfield. For what it's worth, man, you leave Malik Willis open and he's a home run hitter. He can run. He also has a cannon of an arm on him, and he can be what Miami needs. I feel like with the proper development, you guys are starting from ground zero at this point. So the proper development, he could be the future. And if not, then the sky's the limit, man. If even if Miami is just like a little pit stop for him or anything, I think him taking this 2 year deal, it's a very friendly deal. This is another chance that this can be the opportunity he was supposed to have with the Tennessee Titans. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the Titans gave up on him a little too quick. The Titans weren't doing him any favor, honestly, but I like the move. I'm interested to see what you guys do, to fill out the rest of the roster. What you plan to put around them, personnel wise, what scheme you're going to run for them. It'll be very interesting, but I like the move because I wouldn't necessarily say that it's bad because he is young. He is still malleable at this point. He's not like a older quarterback who's set in his ways or something, or a quarterback who's had success in the league and think he knows it all. He seems like a student of the game, like he's willing to learn. Great characteristics that I hear from. I'm hearing he's a very good locker room guy, very good leader. Players love to be around him. So I think you guys did a good bidding, man. I think to get a guy like that after getting rid of a quarterback that you put the franchise into and it didn't work out, I think this is a good start to turn around, man. And quarterbacks coming up in the draft, you have one or two options. You either keep the kid and develop him, or you can go another route in 2 years. So I like the deal.
Okay. What you got, Mike?
I would say I'm happy for him for one. He deserved it. Uh, his issue has never really been him to an extent. Like he went to an organization that we all know is not quarterback friendly. They've had one really successful quarterback that we can think of, which is Steve McNair. And even he hit, rough patches and hard times during his career there. So it's not really a quarterback friendly organization. He did what he's supposed to do, was the backup. He showed enough flashes and enough consistency in those flashes when he got a chance to play when Jordan Love was out that he earned the right to get the money he got. So honestly, for y'all, if I'm y'all, I would let him rock out the show. Like you said, the expectation is not playoffs. And truth be told, we've seen it happen a lot where quarterbacks play really well, offenses play really well, and the defense is just ass. You still can lose games. So my hope for him personally, individually, just as a fan of his game in general and wanting to see him be successful, is that whether y'all successful or not, he balls out the next 2 years, and then y'all draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft next year. Let that quarterback sit that following year, which will be his second year with y'all, and then y'all have two options at that point. You either after the second year, you either trade him, get as much as you can for him, which there will be a market for him, there always is, or you let him go, and then the next team that he goes to gets pays him a big deal, long term deal. He's only 26. By the time he's really extension eligible again, or to re up his money, he'll be 28. He'll literally just be entering his prime. So I think it's a win win, man. I think y'all gave him not too much money. Y'all didn't overpay. We had talked about before how much we thought he would get, and he got less than what we thought he would get, but he also got more guaranteed. And I think with the state of Florida, with the state income tax, whatever, he'll get more of that money than he would had he gone somewhere else. So I think it worked out, man. I think he'll be successful. To give Waddle a chance to uncork some of that speed. It's kind of hard playing with a quarterback who really can't consistently throw a deep ball. Like you got to slow down to catch it, or do all these other things. With Malik, like we were saying, he got a cannon, so you can just go turn it off and you get loose. So hopefully they add some more weapons, whether it be through the draft, it is a deep receiver class, or through free agency. Still some free agent receivers out there, but help him out, get him as much as you can around him. Him and A-Chan obviously is scary in the read option and different things you can do with them two alone. So I hope the kid does well.
All right, for sure. Um, Last thing I'll say about this, like I said, it's gonna be a wait and see kind of thing because I don't think anything will pay dividends this year. But I do believe the expectation is to compete and stay within arm's length of certain teams. I don't think they're expecting him to go out there and put up 40 touchdowns and 8 interceptions or something like that. I think the expectation is show us what you can do and why we signed you. I think that's what it's gonna be. So as long as you do that, I think you'll be fine.
Shit, boy, he 40-8. You better give him a max.
Yeah.
That's Aaron Rodgers, boy.
That's what I'm saying. That's not the expectation, but I mean, it wouldn't hurt to see. I would love to see it. But let's move off into the free agent that was one of the hottest commodities on the free agent list. He does return home, and that is Alec Pierce. He did resign with the Colts on a 4-year, $114 million deal. It could cap out to 116, and he got, I believe it was 84 million in guarantees and 60 million fully guaranteed. So a lot of money for Alec Pierce, man. This is a guy who's on the rise, a lot of upside, one of the better deep threats in the league. So I'm gonna start with you, Breeze. I know this your guy, I know this your team. So what is your thoughts on y'all resigning Alec Pierce?
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Him coming into the league, there were a lot of questions about him his first couple of years because he was kind of looked at as just a vertical threat, just a one-trick pony, and the quarterback situation didn't really make it any better. I see that we got some consistent quarterback playing there with Daniel Jones for those 10 games, and you really started to see what he can do. Um, he's more than just a vertical threat. The past 2 years, he's led the league in yards per reception. His routes have definitely gotten better, and he's taken over as wide receiver one from Michael Pittman Jr. Wish him the best going to Pittsburgh. But yeah, he's taking on that role, and the chemistry between him and Daniel Jones is apparent. Same thing with Riley Leonard. Um, Great guy, great energy. Um, he's just a great team player, man. People love to have him around. Um, from what everyone says in the organization, bro, he's what it is to be an Indianapolis Colt, bro. They love him in the community. They love everything he brings. They love the professionalism he brings. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really, that's really the one thing I really wanted to keep. The best friend for quarterback, honestly, is that synergy with the wide receiver one as well as a running back. So we got his running back, we got his wide receiver, we got his tight end. The offensive line, we're going in a different direction, getting rid of a couple pieces, but I think the main core, the things that needed to be there, are there to produce on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm happy for him, man. I'm glad he got his money. He deserved it. And I'm excited to see what the future holds, man.
Okay. What's your thoughts, Mike? I know you was looking forward to him being in the Niners uniform. What you think about it?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. He would have been nice. I really wanted him because he's originally from Illinois, Illinois kid, and so I wanted to get him on the team. But honestly, more so than anything, I just wanted to see Breeze cry and something. And for full disclosure of the pod, in case anything do ever happen to me, my life was threatened and put in danger over Alex calmness to the 49. It got a little dangerous for your boy over saying thank you for Alec Pierce. You know what I'm saying? But we got past it. We had a meeting at the round table where everybody broke bread and we went and walked away civilized. I got Mike Evans, so I ain't really tripping too tough. But I think he's solid. I don't know who the hell gonna throw him the ball. I am not a believer in Riley Leonard. I'm still not a believer in Daniel Jones. Like, I know he played good, but it was 10 games. We didn't even see the whole season. For all we know, bro could have fell off a cliff the last 6, 7 games. We don't know. We'll never know. So, unfortunately, I don't know who's going to get him the ball. And if his production dips, it won't be his fault. Like, I won't hold it against him because, again, I don't know who the fuck's throwing the man the ball. But talk about 6'4", run like the wind, definitely a great deep threat. I haven't paid attention enough to know if he's an exceptional route runner or above average or average route runner. But I would assume with the mechanics that he has and the footwork or whatever, he probably can develop that even more, even if he hasn't already. But definitely a good target to have, bro. Like, I mean, ain't shit like being able to have a fucking guy. Like, fucking, he down there somewhere. So, I mean, he got what he deserved. They was willing to move off Michael Pittman Jr. and they made that commitment to him to let him know, like, you're the guy now. You're our number one. I think him and Josh Downs will be a nice tandem. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. What you got, Gino?
I mean, yeah, basically the same. I mean, the situation in Indiana, like, I mean, you have to sign your guy at that point because I mean, I'm pretty much sure they knew that they were gonna probably let Pittman go anyway. So I had to sign my guy at that point. And I don't feel like the contract is that bad. Like how some people on Twitter kind of took it like a overpaying and all that. Right in line with another deep threat, Jameson Williams. It's your guy. You got to keep him. So I don't really, I don't even look at the pick as like being. I mean, I don't look at the. It's just something that Indiana had to do. They had to give him that contract because you can't go out there with, I mean, no receiver that you trust at that level. So it's gonna be on the quarterbacks, like Mike said. Now,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, personally speaking, I think it was a great move by the coach. You know, I think Alec Pierce has been a guy that's been pretty much held back due to the situation in Indy. It hasn't been a great quarterback to come through that building since Andrew Luck retired. So it's a lot that's happened. I know they had some guys outside of their prime years that's been there, and Daniel Jones played a good 3 months of football, whatever case may be, but there hasn't been a model of consistency at that position for a minute for them. And it's good to see they didn't hold that against him because of that fact. So I think it's a good move. I think it will work out in the end for Indy because regardless, I think you can't coach speed and you can't coach the ball's tracking ability he has. He's just naturally gifted at it. And it's something that is special. And when you have it, you got to hold on to it, in my personal opinion, because it's nothing like having a deep threat receiver, especially one that's elite. So, in my personal opinion, it's a good move, man. I ain't got no problems with the move whatsoever. But I want to move off into another receiver that signed some big money. I know we talked about him last week. Some of us said he should have just stayed where he was, stayed put. But when money talks, man, you answer. So Wan'Dale Robinson did end up leaving the Giants, and he is signing with the Tennessee Titans on a 4-year, $78 million contract, and he almost has $40 million in guaranteed money, $38 million. So this is a guy coming off a career season, 90 plus catches, 1,000+ yard receiver. I believe he had, I think, 5 touchdowns. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is a guy that had a pretty good year. So I want to start with you, Mike. What are your thoughts on the contract, and do you like the move for Tennessee?
Well, they definitely need weapons because that Calvin Ridley signing that we thought was going to pan out has been awful. He's terrible now. I don't know what happened to bro, but he's awful. They don't really have a number one receiver as far as I'm concerned. They did have rookie production from DK and then from what's his name, Emmanuel, whatever his name is, Eric Almanor, or how you pronounce his last name.
My
So
boy.
they got some what?
That's my boy.
Yeah. So like he can play, they can play. I think they'll pan out over the course of time. But Wan'Dale Robinson been in the league for a while. He had his breakout season last year, so he deserved his money. I think Tennessee is obviously trying to load up on weapons for Cam. He need him. Get that boy as much up as possible. Every receiver available, receiver and O line. If you can protect him and get him as many weapons to throw to as possible, he'll pay dividends. It's hard to grade somebody or judge a player when they don't have shit to work with, to be quite honest. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a good signing. They didn't give him overly over the top too much money. 4 years for 78 and only 40 million guaranteed. So you're really looking at 10 per as far as guarantees, which is cool. So I think it's a good deal for both sides. He gets some bread. He get a chance to prove it. If he continues to stack them 1,000 yard seasons, he'll get another deal probably 2 or 3 years into this one, and he'll really max out and get his money. So I think it worked out.
Okay. What you got, Breeze?
You know me. Any move my division rivals make, I hate it. But this is a really good move, man. It shows that the Titans are actually, they're trying to be competent now. You can see that, in the past they were just throwing shit against the wall, honestly. But you can see that they're really hyped about Cam Ward. You can see that they're taking this process with him serious. He's not going to be due for his extension for a little while, but you can see they're trying to max out and get everything they can out of him right now. At the moment, the sky's the limit for them. They got the cap space, new coach. The culture is definitely there. You can see that Cam Moore doesn't play the radio, and that's one thing I love about him, man. He told the reporters, they were like, "Hey, what would you say?" He's like, "Hey, man, we asked. We're sorry. We suck." He wasn't the guy that's gonna say, "You know what? I think it's this." He's like, "Nah, we suck, and we got to get better. I suck. I got to get better." And that's the guy you really want leading your team. The guy who's gonna call it like it is. He's not gonna finger point. He's not gonna blame deflect. The signing is definitely showing that receiver room is gonna be, it's gonna be mainly led by Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't know what they do with Calvin Ridley, but I'm pretty sure they're hoping what they were gonna get from Calvin Ridley, they're gonna get from Wan'Dale now. And the deal is very team friendly, bro. I like it. I don't like it because they're in my division, but I like the deal, man. It's a very good sign for the future, man.
Okay, what you got, Gino?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If it was my team, I think the question I'd be asking, what are we doing in the draft? Because if this is a situation where I'm getting Wandale and then I'm getting Carnell Tate, yeah, I feel damn near great, because now I have what should be the number one receiver prospect with this really good free agent prospect. And I feel really, really, really great at that point. Like right now with that move, I kind of feel better. If I was a Titan fan, I feel better. I mean, we got a little better, but if you want to make me really feel great, I want to know what's going to happen next, as far as what are we going to do to get the entire receiver core up. I think he's a good player. I think he can be a very good player. But when I just think about my number one, when I think about my quarterback, I want him to have, man, really the best top level weapons that we can get. And I feel like a step in that direction, if you're not fixing the offensive line, if you're not getting Jeremiah Love, Tate, Lemon, I got two receivers at that point that I feel really, really good about, that I can build chemistry about. Because if this is my best weapon, I don't really think we're going that far. But it's still better than nothing. It's still better than what we had, but it's not really going. It's not really, even just long term. I don't even feel like it moves us that far. But if you bring me Carnell Tate, you bring me Lemon, and those dudes are who they supposed to be, whichever one you feel is the best, and then I'll partner that with him. Then I feel like I got a chance of having a good. I feel like I got a chance of having a very good, maybe great receiving core, and now I really feel like I'm going somewhere. Again, that's if you don't want Jeremiah Love and want to be a run team first. So that's just how I look at it. I look at it like a very good move, better than what we have. But what's next to pair it? What's the next thing that we're gonna pair it with to really push that move over the top?
Okay, I'm in the same boat as you, Gino, but for me, I think it's a damn good move because I don't think you sign Rondell Robinson to the money you signed him to, expecting him to be a one. I just don't
Mm-mm.
just think they expect that from him because one is to be just transparent and frank. It's not him. He's not a number one receiver, and that's fine. You don't have to be in this league. He's a good train mover. He's sure-handed. He catches the ball in the middle, in the media routes and stuff like that. You need that grit, grindy kind of slot player in your systems in order to keep downs and possessions going. So I think that's what he's going to come in to do because that's what he was with the Giants. But the thing is, I believe that the team. Listen, this is a copycat league, bro. Like teams see what you feel me. Tet has done for Bryce Young. Teams see what Jamar Chase has done for Joe Burrow.
Mm-mm.
Teams see these things. They see that the young receiver and young quarterback combination is something that works out more often than not in the league. So I can for sure see the Titans going receiver with their first pick, and I can see them taking someone of a high caliber. So, well, regardless of whoever they take, I think they're gonna come in and they don't have expectations, of course, like many of these young receivers have. But as we've seen these last couple of years, these young receivers come in ready to play week one almost immediately. So it's not a crazy thing to say they could draft a guy and be pretty much good to go in terms of their receiver room goes. So excuse me. I think it's a good move. And I ultimately believe the move would lead to a complimentary role for Wandale Robinson. So as long as they don't go approaching this as the idea of, well, hopefully we can now get something out of Calvin Ridley because the coverage will all roll his way or something like that. The mindset, and they actually are hell bent on actually putting something together that will work or that can suffice. I think they'll be fine because I mean this is a little spoiler, but I think the Titans had a damn good free agency if I'm being honest. But
Why would they cut Calvin Ridley? His cap hit can't be that high.
I mean, I know they inked them the season before last, so his
It's
cap
2 years. That's what I'm saying. 2 years into the deal, I don't know, it was a 4-year deal. Wasn't it a 3 or 4 year deal?
it was 4 years. But I mean, like I said, I don't know, bro. I haven't looked at the cap ramifications for the
Get his
contract.
ass gone, man.
You
I
never know. Nigga probably got
What he
some
say?
dirt.
Hit the road, dude. Get his
Probably
ass
got some dirt
gone.
on the Titans, man.
I don't care what he got. Everybody got dirt on there. The Titans, they filthy. Don't matter. Get his ass gone, bro. He terrible. That's who washed. Nigga talking about AJ Brown. Calvin Ridley washed.
that man used to be that for real with the Falcons. I don't know what happened.
2 years of sensationalism. Got suspended for being stupid and ain't been right since.
Hey, you know what, Tennessee? Get that man a supermax, man.
They gonna trade him to y'all for a 6th round pick
No, we good, man.
for some depth, a depth piece,
We
brother.
good, man.
Him, Josh Downs, Allie Pierce, you'll go crazy.
Yeah, in asylum.
So look, the next deal I want to talk about. This happened. This was kind of crazy because this has happened before, but I don't think of this magnitude of a player. With Max Crosby getting reneged essentially on his deal that dealt him to Baltimore. So the Raiders get back Crosby, Baltimore gets back their 2 first-round picks, and they go out and they sign Trey Hendrickson on a 4-year deal worth $112 million, 60 guaranteed, and the deal can max out to $120 million with incentives. So, Gino, I'm gonna start with you, bro. What are your thoughts on not only the Ravens signed to Trey Hendrickson, but what are your thoughts on Max Crosby returning back to the Raiders?
All right, one, I don't believe the Ravens when they said that they had this whole game plan of putting Max and Trey together. I just believe like that's just them covering their tracks. So I'm approaching this. I'm letting it be known up front. I'm approaching this from the standpoint that I don't believe anything that Baltimore said. I'm one of the people that believe Baltimore looked and said Trey can be had. We view them as equal people, and we can get an elite pass rusher, and we can get our picks back. Because when it comes to these physical situations, a lot of it is subjective, and a lot of it is in the hands of the team doctor, and a lot of it is in the hands of how a team personally feel what is their personal threshold. From what I've heard from different players on this situation. Now, with that said, obviously Baltimore just can't come out and admit and basically say, "Well, we just straight up tanked this situation," because that can bring a lot of trouble and bring a lot of penalty. So, from Baltimore's standpoint, even if even if I'm right, they not gonna admit that they did it because then they put themselves in a position where they could face a penalty. Even with everything I said, I don't really blame Baltimore if they did what I said they did, because at the end of the day, as much as we don't like it, as much as I might not like it, the role of Baltimore, their responsibility is to Baltimore. And if you tell Baltimore fans, I got Trey Hendricks for a cheaper price, and I got your draft picks that I could potentially use to go get somebody like AJ Brown, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. If it makes the Raiders feel some type of way or somebody else feel some type of way and all that, the end result is going to be if we can win a championship. So again, I think Baltimore undercut them. I don't think they're gonna tell the truth about it. But at the same time, I understand why the GM did it, because at the end of the day, it's not like the NFL is gonna step in and do anything about it. It's not like anybody gonna step in and do anything about it. So from the perspective of Baltimore, if I can get Trey Hendricks and down the line maybe get AJ Brown or whoever, that's better than Max Crosby. It's just a better deal. It's just completely better. The whole reputation damage thing, I don't really think that even matters to a lot of people because at the end of the day, as long as Baltimore in the future has the money and has the situation that people want to come to, people are gonna come because they have short term memory. As far as the Raiders, I think Max can still go back to Las Vegas just because he loved them so much. I don't think I think he loves them so much that them sending him away almost. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter to him, but it's something that he can forgive because he just loves being a Raider. Like he's one of those people from what I've seen on the outside that just loves being where he was at. Like some people love being a Laker, some people love being a Piston, some people love being a Cowboy. I have no idea how some people can love being a Jet, but some people love being a Jet. There are a few of them. So I think when it comes to Max Crosby, the decision really is ultimately in the hands of the Raiders. They got the money to bring him back if they want to because they just spending stupid money anyway. And so the question to me is, do the Raiders want him back? Not if Max Crosby want to be back. Do the Las Vegas Raiders want Max Crosby back? If the answer is yes, Max Crosby isn't leaving. If the answer is no, he's leaving. But Max Crosby don't want to go. He loved Las Vegas. He'd rather go 3-14 out there, damn near anywhere else. So
Okay. What you got, Breeze?
Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's you remember we had something similar, not to this magnitude, but we had something similar happen last year in the NBA. If y'all remember that, the trade the Lakers made for Mark Williams, he
Yeah,
failed physical. They rescinded it. So I mean, it's what was I shocked when it happened? Yeah, I was shocked because what the fuck? Who doesn't want Max Crosby right now? Like let's be for real, man. This is Max Crosby. But then to see them follow it up with such a swift move, and it wasn't even like took a couple weeks to happen. This shit happened like maybe a day or two after, So it's
not even day hours. But go
like
ahead.
could they pass with the story? Yeah, we planned on pairing them up. I mean, just the time frame of it, I feel like they could pass with that story, but just in hindsight, just looking at it, bro, you have bigger fish to fry than just putting two elite pass rushers on your team and thinking that you're gonna push through the AFC and get to a championship. No lie. Um, with the losses that they occurred, bro, I really think this may be a blessing in disguise because Linderbaum was a big loss for them. It was a huge loss for them. I think maybe in this draft or maybe in the offseason, they package up and try to get the best possible offensive lineman available. I was surprised they ain't try to hit up the Niners for Trent Williams. No lie. I'm saying I was surprised. I was surprised, brother. I was surprised, man. I was
Man,
surprised.
stop speaking on nine of business, man. Stay
Hey,
on
man,
top.
I'm just
Man.
saying.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
I'm surprised, man. If I got a Derrick Henry and I got a Lamar Jackson, bro, and I see Trent Williams want money, and I know my Super Bowl window isn't that wide because, hey, Lamar gets his spot, but the Ravens Super Bowl window ain't looking like it's gonna be open for too long, bro. I say Derrick Henry got maybe a year or two before he start to hit the running back wall. I think Lamar is good enough to get you maybe 10, 11 wins on the season, but as we see now, the league is coming far more to just 10, 11 wins. So, um, to me, it doesn't move me. I think it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors, bro. I think the Raiders, they made a bunch of moves. They feel like they're in a good space. They do have a lot of cap space. They can get Mendoza, which I think they're automatically going to pick. I think they feel like they finally have a chance to turn things around, bro. And I think Max Crosby, if you have a situation where you can finally build something, he's a great piece to have. Now, if you're just stuck in shit, you don't need a Max Crosby because just a pass rusher on a team full of ass isn't going to get you anywhere. But they signed some good linebackers. Love the weapons they got. They're gonna go get Mendoza, and they're all in on them, man. They really hell bent on turning this thing around. The Linderbaum sign showed that, so I got faith in it, bro. I really do got faith in it, man. But this doesn't do anything for me, no lie. I really don't think the Raiders are gonna face. I mean, the Ravens are gonna face any penalty or problem, bro. Honestly.
Okay. What you got, Mike?
I'm gonna keep it tall, bro. The niggas lied, they finessed, they capped the fuck out, bro. They didn't even think Trey Hendrickson was an option until they probably got the information last minute that he would consider coming. And then I think that's when they backed the fuck out. Nothing about Max Crosby changed. His ability didn't change. His availability didn't change. It's the fucking offseason anyway. He had surgery 2 months ago. He's ahead of schedule for recovery. He had his surgery done by one of the best knee surgeons in the fucking world. Not even just the country, the fucking world. So all of this, he failed the physical. They got cold feet. It's bullshit. And to be honest with you, they GM has done a lot of sneaky, shady shit. This ain't his first. This is his first fuck up. Eric DeCosta done some real backdoor shit. But regardless, I feel like it's going to affect their business in the future going forward, period. Because as a team, do I want to do business with y'all? Do I want to start making preparations for other moves to make, only for y'all to back out at the last minute? Or am I, at this point, I'm not going to do business with you until I know we're in officially the league season has started again, to where I know the deal got to go through that day. Like, we got to sign these papers today. I'm going to fax this show right now because I don't trust you. And so I personally wouldn't do business with their ass going forward if he's in charge of making them type of decisions, because you can't trust them, man. They went out and spent a bunch of money. Granted, Max Crosby's money was already counted in what they had available to spend, because they would have had to endorse some of that cap hit from trading them anyway. But they went and made moves with the mindset that they were moving forward with their team. They made and went and changed things on their draft boards. They went and scouted maybe more players now, because now you got an additional first round pick. They start making other moves. Maybe I can make this trade later on in free agency if this person ain't done this. Like, you start making, you don't have time to wait around. Like, you start making moves immediately with this in mind. So for them to backdoor and back out like that, I think is weird. And then that whole lie about, we were gonna pair them together. No, you weren't. Nigga. You were never gonna do that. Nobody believes you were gonna do that. They don't believe they was gonna do that. I don't even know why they said that dumbass shit. He was better off just saying nothing. Like, you should have just left it at the failed physical and let it be that. But once you start trying to over-explain yourself, when you know you caught in a dumbass lie, you start trying to lie on top of the lie to make the shit sound better. It always sounds worse. So, like, I wouldn't trust it. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is solid. He's somebody I feel like deserved their bread. Like, bro, over the last 5 years, he's on the top 5 DN in productivity. Like, he led the league in sacks I think it was 2 years in a row at one point. And, was doing his thing. And Cincinnati, with their notoriously cheap ass, didn't want to pay him. So he walked. He gets to go to a playoff contender. He stays in the division. And I think for him, that might have been the sway. Like, you get to stay in the division. You get to, they throw a little extra on it, a little something on the back end for him. But knowing that you get to play your former team twice a year, players love going back and doing that and punishing teams for that. Like, hey, you let me go. You thought I was done. Like, I'm still that. So for Max, though, I think he got to go, bro. Ain't no way in hell you can go back in there, bro. And at this point, we all know, like, unofficially, but we know Tom is pretty much running shit over there. So, like, Tom the shit for you to go, he ain't finna walk it back. Tom ain't the type of nigga that'll tuck tail or admit a mistake, per se. Like, he ain't that type. So, I think it just opens the door again. I do think the asking price now is going down, though. So, instead of 2 firsts, you might get a first and a second. You might get a first, third, second next year type shit. But I don't think you're getting 2 firsts. Because the teams that were willing to offer you that did offer that you told no, because Baltimore had higher picks. Now you coming back. So I'm just like, nah, hold on, shorty. Like, that's like you trying to, you know what I'm saying? You with a girl or whatever. She leave you for another dude. She thinks she's sweet. And then she try to spin the block because you treat her bad. Nah, baby, you made your decisions. Where you at? Like, don't.
Hey, Mike. But I do got one team that I got 2 teams I feel like they could get a first from.
The Bears for sure.
The Bears and us. If they was to call both of those teams and say, well, the other person that gave a 1 and a 2, either the Lions or the Bears gonna go 1-1 to trump the other team.
The Bears offered them 1-1. They just didn't take the Bears picks because they made the playoffs this year and they were lower. So they did offer the 2 firsts. I don't know if they'll still do it. I would, I mean, I damn sure would.
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying, like, if I'm the Raiders, the road to getting those 2-1s is playing the 2 teams in the NFC North against each other.
100%. I don't care if I gotta lie at this point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I was on the phone, Detroit, Dan Campbell. They said ready to get it done, bro. They want the first and the first right now. What you got? You add a second or a late third or fourth next year? What you got for them?
And before
I'm gonna play them against each other for sure. Because you either gonna have them, or you gonna have to either he gonna be chasing your ass for 2 games a year, maybe 3 if you make the playoffs, or he could be chasing these other motherfuckers for the next 3. Like, what you want to do? And that's really that simple. You want them chasing Caleb, or you want them, you know what I'm saying, getting turnovers and getting Caleb to rock back? You want them chasing golf ass, or you want them getting turnovers with Hutch and fucking everybody up, to be honest, because they get them 2 motherfuckers together. There's little that you can do. Like
Yeah.
there are no teams in the league that have both a great left and right tackle. Like you're gonna give it up on one side or the other. You can't do them both. And because you can move Hutch up and down the line, and you can do the same thing with Max, even if you try to move your guards or your tackles, they're gonna find a weak spot and they're gonna destroy it. So honestly,
Yeah.
if
And
I'm
that's
the Bears, I'm paying more because I already know what I have to deal with Hutchinson already. I don't
yeah.
want that nigga having no tag team partner.
Yeah, and that's why I said the Raiders still can find those 2-1. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
a north
If they're
or
willing to deal with them two teams, they might look at both of them teams and just say, you know, hey, we want somebody else or maybe whatever. Or they might get a promise on a future deal. You know how they be doing these little off the books type deals. So you might get a future pick on a flyer on a player here or a compensatory pick for this or that. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much how it's going
Might
to
call
go.
the Jets, bro.
Hell no, the Jets ain't giving up shit.
Might call the Jets. I
They
ain't gonna
not.
lie.
They're not giving up. The Jets aren't giving up anything.
Eric Glenn would love to
The
have a Max Crosby, bro.
Jets not giving up nothing, bro. They got all them picks for a reason. They told that man to his face, you got 2 years.
Bro, they would love to have that, bro.
All right. I'm telling you, they're not doing it, bro.
They would love it.
If they was gonna do it, they would have done it.
They would. How you know?
We didn't even hear their name. It was a reason we didn't even hear them mentioned in the top 5, 10 of the teams he can go to.
How you know, bro?
the only reason I say I feel like they might not do it, but like I feel like man, giving up 2 first pick, like me personally.
Because look where they're picking, bro.
Yeah, like I'm giving up 2 first-round picks. Man, I gotta have a Super Bowl window.
Why get Max Crosby coming off injury when I could just take a RVL Reese too, who's healthy and 20 years old?
Because I'm gonna be real with you. Max Crosby's don't grow on trees. They don't.
That's fine, but you also have players coming out in this draft, in this heavy defensive draft, especially at the edge position.
It can be a heavy defensive draft.
Yeah, but you got generational.
I'm in the draft every year, bro.
Yeah, but you got generational talents at the edge right now coming out in this draft, bro.
They can be generational talent.
Okay, so then let them be that. I'm not.
They
I'm
don't.
not
Max Crosby, though. I think
bro. I'm not. Why would I give my team's ass? They're not going to be good regardless.
Yeah,
so why am I going to
that's my thing
first and still suck ass?
We bro, like I said, bro, we know Max
Crosby is
that dude, bro.
I wouldn't.
You know Max Crosby is that dude, bro. And if I'm building the team, bro, if I'm building a team and I know my quarterback is on a penny on a dollar deal, bro, I can go be flexible and put this shit together, bro.
But they don't have quarterbacks on pennies and dollar deals. They paying Geno whatever he got, and then they paying Justin Fields $20 million. They don't have penny dollar deals to quarterback.
Bro, first of all, Geno deal is mainly being held up by the Raiders, bro.
Regardless, they're gonna have to pay them whatever is left on that contract after the Raiders take their portion that they're enduring because of the cap hit. So you're paying 2 quarterbacks, and your team sucks. Even if they get Max Crosby, they're not gonna win games just because they got Max Crosby. Otherwise, the Raiders will be doing it. So why not draft elite young talent, build that up this year and next year instead of giving up the second pick in the draft this year and potentially another top 5 pick next year,
bro. You're not gonna give up the second pick for Max Crosby. You're not giving that up, bro.
But they want 2 first, bro. So you would have to give it up. That's my point. I'm not taking a 2027 and 2028.
Give up a pick that's for the Jets. Since they're such ass, bro. They're so much of a dumpster fire, bro. Giving up an early pick like that. Not saying it'll be a top 2, top 3. It can be like a 10 to 15 or whatever. It can be a 1 and a 3. Just that 1 being 15 or whatever, bro. The Raiders will fold on that, bro. Versus 2.
No, they want 2 first. So that means the first this year and the first next year. Or even if you give me a second next year, you definitely not getting them for less than the first this year. It has to be something in this year's draft that I'm
give up a first this year. You can give up a future pick.
So the first this year is the second overall pick,
bro. The Raiders will fold.
It's not about top 15. The first they got this year is number 2 overall. You giving that up for Max Crosby right now?
The Raiders will fold, not for that pick, but the Raiders will fold, bro. If you tell them, hey, I got a top 15 pick, and I'll give you a second next year or something like that, they will fold, bro.
You think they'll fold, but they won't.
They will definitely fold, bro, because a top 15 in this year's draft, bro, will be way more valuable than just 2 ass-loaded picks at the end of the first round, bro.
It sounds good. We also know you dealing with Tom, bro. Tom not no dummy, bro.
You sure?
So just thinking they just gonna fold just because they're not. They'd rather have to hold them in and just deal with that than to just take anything for them, bro.
Yeah, man. So look, that's all that being said, I think it's fair to say one thing. I think we can all agree that the Ravens kind of fugazi the situation. They got word, they got caught wind of Trey Hendrickson, willing to come play for them for the right price and things of that nature. I personally believe they backed out of it. I mean, yeah, like what Gino said, I'm not too hard pressed about it in terms of from the outside looking in because it's like I understand, like you get another really good elite pass rusher, maybe not as good, but still someone who's significantly better than what you had on the roster, and he's was a position of need regardless. So yeah, you got better, and you get them while keeping your 2 first-round draft picks, where you can spend money and resources elsewhere, probably. So yeah, it's a great move by the Ravens from that perspective. For the Raiders, though, I completely look at it differently than you, Gino. I think Max Crosby does not want to be with the Raiders anymore. It ended badly last season. It was all reports came out saying he was done with the franchise. He pretty much did not like the fact that they went on this sort of like mini tank with the last couple of weeks because they wanted to ensure they got the first overall pick. He actually shut himself down for the season because he was told he wasn't going to play regardless. They said, well, fuck it, then I'll go get surgery and I'm done. Like, I don't want to be a team that wants to literally lose on purpose. So, for all accounts, I don't think he wants to play for the Raiders as far as it goes. I don't think he's going to be a Raider coming season. I think that relationship is pretty much deteriorated. I think he's going to go to a situation that's a win now kind of mode. I think the Bears and Lions are great picks, but shit, I also think somehow, some way, man, I think that even someone like the Chiefs or even someone like, excuse me, hell, even someone like the damn 49ers, I think they can find their way into these conversations with Max Crosby because these are teams who have the capital and they have draft compensation and they're not scared to utilize the draft compensation to go get talent. So I think it can happen. But one thing I know for sure Max Crosby is not wearing the Raiders uniform next year. I firmly believe that. I don't think he's going to.
Let me just say real quick, Tavares. I think like I definitely hear what you're saying about how frustrated he is, and I don't want to say this about another man. So it kind of keep the context within it. I feel like you can almost look at Max Crosby. I'm gonna say as a wounded boyfriend. I'm not gonna say wounded girlfriend. Like where she frustrated, but you can bring her in and say, look, we got the new house, and the new house is the linebackers. We got Fernando coming through. Like I feel like how much I've heard him love the Raiders, that the hurt that he feels now, that if he gets in a room and you can make him remember all that Raider lore and stuff, and you can get Fernando, and if Fernando is who Fernando should be or whatever, I feel like he is one of those rare dudes today, like a wounded boyfriend or girlfriend. If you can get them stuck on nostalgia, they'll start to, oh yeah, was it really that bad? Now I agree with you. I don't think he's going to finish being a Raider because I don't think the Raiders want to keep him. I don't think what it would take to mend that relationship would be the Raiders falling on their sword, apologizing, presenting things to him, and I don't think that the Raiders want to do that. But in the event that the Raiders did, hey Max, we sorry. Look what we have now. Your contract is good. We got Fernando. We got this. Brock is healthy. That we gonna be a better team. I feel like he's a wounded person right now. He could get past being wounded, but I don't think he'll play with the Raiders, like you said, because the Raiders don't want to do it. The Raiders don't want to massage his ego and make him feel better and look towards the future. But I think Max could look past it, but the Raiders are in the Raiders' way of keeping Max Crosby to me because from what I've seen on his podcast, he loved being there, even when he's frustrated. But the Raiders are going to be the ones who not going to take that step. They're not going to have Tom Brady come in and talk to him and none of that. So to me, I think it's more so that the Raiders, I think he would play for them again, but the Raiders don't want him. And that's how I look at it. The Raiders don't want him. But if the Raiders did say, hey, man, everything is forgiven, Fernando is here, he love you, blah, 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 I still feel like he would still suit up them for again. But I agree with you overall. He's not going to play for them because I don't think they want him in the end. So tomato, tomato, basically.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When you said he don't want to play for a team that's trying to lose, I don't think the Raiders have a choice to lose. They was just ass, bro. It was just terrible, bro. I think they were trying their best at some
I,
point.
But I don't think it's the fact that they was losing. I think it's the essentially waving the white flag because they can. It was reports that came
Hmm.
that they quite literally were not playing guys with the intentions of the hopes that they would stay secured with the first overall pick. I don't think it's the matter of just losing. I think it's the lack of wherewithal to even try to win. I think
Yeah,
that's what rubbed them the wrong way.
yeah.
And
They, my bad, T.
nah, you good, bro. But and I just think when you have a guy like Max Crosby, who's ultra competitive, like we know he's super competitive. He's a guy that wants to go out and get his, and he wants to see the W in the column. We know that. So it's frustrating for him when you're in a situation where it's like, yeah, we've been losing my whole career here, but at the very least, I knew guys were going out to compete, and now you're telling me you're not even doing that. So that, to me, was the straw that broke the camel's back for him. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to amend because I think Gino does have a point. Like you can amend certain bad relationships because of mistakes or whatever the case may be, if you want to call it a mistake. But at the end of the day, I just view it as a situation where it's like, dog, my mindset was I was gone. I was going to a team that legitimately is in contention to actually win something. I don't want to come back to this shit. I just think that's what his mindset is at this point. And I just think he's going to find a way to get his as out of Oakland. I mean not Oakland, excuse me, Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to gear up for this team anymore. I just don't see that happening.
yeah. Yeah. I don't want to sound like a broken record, T. I just feel like if they get him in a room with Fernando, Brock, Brady, and they just make it sound like, because I agree with you, Tavares. When they tanked, I feel like in his mind, that's not the Raiders' way. That's not what the Raiders do. We fight tooth and nail until death, even if death is 5-12. Right? If he is convinced that the Raiders are back to the Raider way, which he bought into since he was a rookie, that's the way. But again, I don't think that the Raiders. I think the Raiders are just idiots, and the Raiders would never do that. So it really doesn't matter. That's why I say tomato. What it would take to keep him, it's not even in the wheelhouse of the Raiders. It's like somebody who dogged that girl out, and you tell them, "Hey man, you gonna have to do something to get her back," and you pretty much know, like he like, "Yeah, nah, I ain't doing that." I know I could get her back, but I'm not doing that. So she can just go on about her way. So ultimately, I agree with you, Tavares. He's not going to play another down. He's not going to be there. I hope he don't go to Chicago. I hope he don't go to Will Mike Jones because he don't deserve him
Nah,
either.
he definitely deserves to play
He
with his
deserves to be sitting
Caucasian
on the
brother
bench.
and
He
Nick
don't,
Bosa for sure.
he don't need to be over there.
Let me get the Caucasian Wonder
Hey,
twins, man.
what
Hold
year
on.
he got drafted?
What
18,
year?
19? 18 or 19, I think.
I can't.
I'm about to say, what the fuck he talking about the Raider way? They've been ass since 1819. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
but
Talking about the history, brother.
yeah,
Jesus.
Man, that shit been there. I'm thinking, bro, the way Gino said it, I thought bro been there since like
no,
Black Hole days, bro.
but I'm
Here
saying when
you
you
go.
watch his podcast, Rizzo, that's how he talked. He talked like the Raiders just walked out of a dynasty and he's trying to get it back. You know what I'm saying? Before, like to Tavares' point, before they tanked, he talked like the Raiders was just like the walking dynasty of right now. And that's how he views them. Or he did view them. Now, the only way that's why I say ultimately it's Tavares is right. He ain't gonna suit up there because what it would take for the Raider way to come back and get him to convince and believe that the Raiders don't even have that type of leadership to do it. No disrespect to Tom Brady. I just can't see Tom Brady getting up 6 in the morning, hey Max, come in the office. Let's have this 6 hour conversation to make you feel. I don't even think that's within Tom Brady to even do. So it doesn't even matter. He's not gonna be there. Just don't go to Chicago or San Francisco.
Damn, what's San Francisco got to do with you, man? That's
go
crazy
to
as hell, man.
go to Detroit or Indiana.
Damn, I just gave y'all some respect. Fuck it then. Fuck Hutch too. Fuck Brad Holmes. Fuck the whole team.
That's crazy. But hey, let's move off into the winners and
Yeah,
losers. And so I'm gonna go first. I want y'all, to expand on who y'all thought won free agency thus far, and who y'all think are the losers so far. So I'm starting my losers first, man. And I gotta be honest, the biggest loser for me thus far has been the Arizona Cardinals. They've just, to me, they haven't done anything noteworthy. They haven't. They didn't go out and get any market deal or any kind of compensation for Kyler Murray. They just straight up released him. I get it. Kyler has not had the greatest 2 years, 3 years now. He's been hurt, etc. Dog, Geno Smith just got traded. He just looked like the worst quarterback. I'm sorry, bro. You're not going to convince me you couldn't get anything for Kyler. I'm just be honest. That's one. So that's a loser for me. And another loser for me, I gotta call it a spade, man. I gotta say the Green Bay Packers, man, because they haven't done anything noteworthy, and they've lost multiple pieces. I mean, I believe they lost 6 starters this offseason, if I'm not mistaken. And I know teams like the Ravens as well have lost starters, but at least they're trying to re-up talent. The Green Bay Packers have literally signed nobody, and they're losing everyone. So the only thing noteworthy they've done is trade Rashawn Gary for pennies on the dollar. So it's not really anything to brag about. But the winners for me, I told Breeze this the other day. I like what the Raiders are doing this offseason, man. I mean, they're helping rebuild the offensive line with Linderbaum. I know they paid him steep money, but in my personal opinion, he's one of the best centers in football. He's going to pay dividends and work wonders for Ashley Genty because he's one of the best pass rushing blocking linemen in the league. He pulls well. He's disciplined. He isn't really that grabby. Don't get penalized that much. I think he's going to help that interior of that line tremendously. I like that they went out and got 2 new linebackers, the Kobe Dean and Quay Walker. 2 guys, in my opinion, complement each other games well. They'll play well sideline to sideline. They're both decent in coverage. So not bad at all to me. And them trading for Teron Johnson, thank God. I'm not going to lie. If y'all watch Teron Johnson, he was probably the most underappreciated corner in the league. The dude can play, bro. Like, he really can, for real. So I'm glad he out my division. I'm just be honest. Good move by them. And another team for me that I think had a sleeper's free agency, I think the Titans was another team, but I want to speak on the Carolina Panthers as well. I know they paid Jalen Phillips a lot of money, man. For what it's worth, he's tremendously talented, and he's a guy that hasn't really put it together yet. But I think with a team where you have Malcolm Brown, you got Devin Lloyd coming in now, you got that secondary, J.C. Horn, and you got Mike Brown and these guys, I think you're going to finally see him take that next step. And really, that division is wide open. So Carolina really has a chance for it to run it back. But with all that being said, man, let me hear some of y'all winners and losers, man. We got Quincy in the building too, man. He just ain't saying nothing. Yeah, you there, bro?
Hello.
Yeah, man.
What's up, y'all? My bad, man. My bad, man.
Nah, bro.
A little tied up, dog. A little tied up. But see, while I agree, I agree the Arizona Cardinals are stupid. Let me say this: Kyler Murray is a bust, bro. I don't care. Nobody say I can't convince me otherwise. All right, Kyler Murray is a bust. The project is over. It failed. But I do agree that they could have got something back, a 6th-round pick or 5th-round pick, something. They could have got a day 3 pick back. So just releasing him like that was stupid. But the one team that I really, they ain't moving me, bruh, is the New Orleans Saints. I haven't seen them do a fuck thing. They haven't done anything. They haven't went after anybody. You got an aging Chris Olave, who's had what 4 concussions now, and still has your wide receiver 1.
Bro, he's
Tyler,
pro
They
this
got
past year,
ATN
bro. He's
and Kaden.
24 years old. What you mean aging? Damn.
I mean, shit. His brain is fucking 40.
He was
The
just
the,
all
the man.
pro this year, bro.
I don't give a damn what he was. I don't give a damn what he was. All right, Chris Olave. The Saints should have went after somebody, bruh. All right, they
They got
haven't gone after
Travis
anybody,
Etienne. They got Travis Etienne and Kaden Ellis, man.
man. That shit don't move. Are any of those needle movers? Let's be real.
I mean,
None of them are needle movers.
you gotta start small, bro. They're not about to go out there.
Oh my gosh,
They're not
bruh.
about to go
The
get Todd
team is
Brady and Randy
garbage. The
Moss.
team
Like,
sucks. The team sucks.
So if I suck, why am I spending more bread just to say it, just so I can pretend I don't suck?
You got a new head coach, right?
You got the
You,
same head coach.
you
Kellen
believe?
Moore.
No. I'm saying like he second season. You got a new head coach, right? You got You got who they believe is their franchise QB, Tyler Shaw. All right, you build off that. Now I understand they brought in Etienne. That's not a needle mover, bro. I'm sorry. I really thought they were gonna go after Jeremiah Love in the draft. I really, really thought they were going to go after a young, explosive guy who they could have gotten, with a rookie contract in Jeremiah Love. But I understand. Um, yeah, they got Chris Olave. They traded Shaheed away to the Seahawks, and so now I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm thinking that they're gonna try and build off something. The O line is bad, so I thought, I seriously thought they were gonna go after the center or a center, something. Nothing. There's just nothing that really impressed me. The only news I got as far as the Saints when I was looking them up, they re-signed a punter. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing. Like all right, they're making some moves. Kellen Moore's trying to do something. We'll see how they draft. But I do agree that the Arizona Cardinals now another team, not because of what they've done this offseason, but I'm just gonna go based. I'm gonna piggyback off of last season is the Steelers, bro. He's not gonna like this. Is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. You trade away George Pickens, okay? You trade him away. He has a career season. You got an agent Aaron Rodgers. How do you build off of that? I honestly thought that the Steelers were gonna go after Malik Willis. Rodgers is old. He's still showing his little flashes, but it's time to really start thinking about the future. So I thought that they were gonna go after Willis. They didn't do that. They weren't even in talks.
They have the future though.
With who?
Will Howard's on the bench, bro.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I mean,
I'm thinking you about. I'm thinking
bro,
you serious, dog.
bro, for what it's worth, bro, they drafted him. They got Aaron Rodgers there, bro. I'm pretty
Oh
sure
my gosh, bro.
they're sold on him,
Will
bro.
Howard is not an NFL quarterback, bro. Make sure y'all remember I said this. All right.
We won't know until we see him, bro.
Now, anyway, anyway, um, um, you go and get Michael Pittman. The Steelers. Now I looked it up. They're spending the second most as far as receiver money goes. And when you think about their receiver duo, are you putting them in the top five conversation with DK and Pittman?
But that shit not even top 10, man.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You just traded for Pittman, right? Well, you traded away Pickens. He goes off. You respond by trading for Michael Pittman. You give him 25 million, and then you have DK, who's known to drop balls. You giving him crazy money, and now you're the second most. You have the second highest budget for receivers in the NFL across the board. Again, you have an aging Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't make sense to me. I didn't really understand the move. I didn't really get why they would go after Pittman. I understand the receiver core needs work, but there's more. There are more positions that they needed to focus on. So I don't think a lot of Steelers fans were kind of victory lapping. Oh yeah, we got some. We got a good wide receiver too, but. No, I know Breeze might not like this, but Pittman's not a needle mover, bro.
I've
So,
said it, bro. I've said it, bro. His motor runs on one gear only. Honestly,
yeah, yeah, he's not a needle mover. Yeah, he's not an impressive, pickup for me. But I saw a couple people victory lapping it. As far as winners go, I agree wholeheartedly, man. I think the Raiders. I think that they're doing something really well. I think that they're building something really well. And I think that the future is bright. Whether or not Fernando Mendoza pans out, well, that's a topic for another day. But I do think that the future is bright for the Raiders. I think that they're coming in. All right, we got a new team, new front office. Let's bring in something different. I actually did like the Crosby trade. I don't know why the Ravens backed out. But I love the trade for the Raiders. I thought that it was great. You got two first round picks in this draft, and you got a first round. You got another one, next draft. So I love the trade. We'll see what they do with that. I don't think they're going to keep Crosby. I think they're going to trade him. I think they're still going to trade him away, probably for a first and a second. I don't think any team's going to offer two first. But I truly do love what I'm seeing in Las Vegas, and I think that they got something going there.
Okay. What you got, Gino? Who you got it for some winners and losers?
All right, man. For losers, man, I'm about to sound biased. I'm really disappointed in Brad Holmes, and reason I say that, I feel like after last year when we missed the playoffs and the opportunity to go get Max Crosby or get in the Trey Hendrickson sweepstakes, and to restructure certain people to kind of now put us in a position where I feel like we really not just the same team, but almost worse in a Super Bowl window. To me, it kind of puts him in a position where he gonna have to have like a ridiculous draft. And the crazy part is, you can almost say it's about every team in the NFC North right now. I mean, Green Bay didn't really do anything. I'm not really big on Kyler Murray going to Minnesota. I think Minnesota kind of stays in the same place with him, but that's a whole other topic. Chicago thought they were going to get Max Crosby. I mean, they still could, but it's like the whole division is kind of like, all right, we stuck in the same place. Like the whole division kind of feels like we just kind of stuck in time. We did a couple of moves. Chicago did addition by subtraction, but it's like almost the entire NFC North is like stuck in moving back in quicksand, just moving backwards. So really, I mean, I almost said the entire NFC North is my loser. As far as a winner, man, I really feel like I really believe Baltimore is not done. I really believe that Baltimore got their picks back to do some type of move. Again, Quincy, the answer is Baltimore did what they did because they wanted their picks back and they got Trey Hendrickson. And I think they're gonna do one more move, and I feel like they're gonna do one great move with those picks to put them in a better position to compete for a championship and clearly separate themselves from Buffalo and clearly put themselves in a position to where they be able to compete with whoever's going to be at the top next year, as long as everybody show up in the playoff like they're supposed to. So I feel like winner, I think when it's all said and done, it's still going to be Baltimore, like what the Raiders did, and the NFC North is really just backsliding. Don't let the NFC South pass it at this rate if nobody start doing anything of consequence.
Okay. Okay. What you got, Mike? Who you got as a winner? Who you got as a loser?
My winners, I'm gonna go with the Niners for sure. Off of it, getting Mike Evans was a huge deal to me. Just consistency, the target, and being a big body red zone threat. Uh, Opening up all the underneath shit we got for CMC, Ricky Pearsall, shit like that. And then when Kittle get back, also keeping Jake Thomas, the backup tight end that started most of the games for us this year when Kittle was out. He played really well. We ended up getting him back for like I think $8 million for 2 years, which is perfect. So um, just having reliable targets for Brock, honestly. In the process, from what I've read so far, keeping Trent and reworking that deal. So we keep him for sure be winners because then now you've kind of fully loaded. Take some of the take some of the just the responsibility off just CMC, bro. Really get a full offense, a full weaponry for real, and just let them boys go to work. Panthers also, I think getting Devin Lloyd and Jalen Phillips was a big deal. Because you got to deal with Baker, you got to deal with Tyler Shutt, whatever you say his name, and you got to deal with, you know, well, two ain't really shit to deal with. So you really just got to worry about Baker. Really, a two-team race like it was last year is gonna come down to them in the Bucks, I think. So, I mean, I think getting a pass rusher in that division will help create some separation. So when they had those moments where they up and down, or they may win a game and lose a game here, the magnitude of it isn't as great. And then the losers, I would say the Commanders, they ain't done shit. Nothing. You've done nothing except extend Laramie Tunsil, who was already under fucking contract. So it's really not a big deal. It's not like he was going to leave. He was already under contract. You gave him a 2 year extension, but other than that, they've done nothing. They haven't made any
They
moves.
signed Uwe,
Who?
the DN from the Ravens who got traded to the Chargers. They signed him to like $100 million deal.
Yeah, he's not. He's not that. He's never going to give you that consistent production that you're looking for. He was a first round pick, and he's been average. The second half of last year was the best he's played his entire career. So unless you're gonna tell me he's gonna do that the rest of the way, cool. But I don't believe it. He's done nothing consistently enough to show us that. So I feel like they haven't done anything that's going to further their team. It's reports that they want Ayuk. They had that motherfucker right now for a bag of Fritos for real, and they can keep the Fritos. He's trash. They can, they can have him. So if they do that, I guess people will say that's a big deal because him and Jaden played together at ASU. I don't give a flying fuck you can have, bro. But other than that, not really impressed with them. The other team I would say, the Bengals. Just I
They're
don't know.
losing every offseason, so I'm not.
Yeah, but so it's like they ain't gonna never do shit, bro. Like I don't know who works as far as getting shit
What
done.
happens when your owners are cheap? They don't want to pay.
Between them and the Cowboys, I don't know who wait to pay motherfuckers to the last minute more, and then end up fucking you in free agency like now, where you could have bolstered your defense, which is what they need. You could have went and got a linebacker. You could have had Trey either under contract already or went and got a Jalen Field. Like you could have done different things had y'all taking care of business. But that is what it is. And then the Bucks too. Like you let Mike Evans walk. You didn't secure him. Only receiver you really got is Emeka Egbuka and then Tez Johnson, who came on at the end of last year. Chris Godwin has hurt every year for the last like 6 years at this point. So like you just can't trust him. So you really got Baker down to one weapon and or two. Him and Bucky Irvin and Emeka Egbuka, that shit ain't gonna work. So they need to figure something out too. So I would say them all losers.
All right, what you got, Breeze?
I'm gonna keep it real, short and sweet. The Rams, if you know, you know. Ain't too much to explain.
Yeah, I thought that was a given though, so that's
They
fine.
they fucked the league, but
Fuck the Rams, boy.
they fucked the league. But hey, congratulations to the Rams. Hope to see y'all in the Super Bowl next year.
Watch your fucking mouth, bro.
Bro,
Hope
I'm
to
just
see
being real, bro.
hope to see niggas in the Super
Nah,
Bowl. Watch your mouth, bro.
The Rams have put themselves in.
I'm just being real, bro. I
Nah.
can see it now, bro. They made that move, and then what's gonna happen next? Mahomes gonna come back next year, and he's gonna run off 3 straight. He gonna, bro. They just fucked the Rams, bro. I think Shanahan them sold they sold for a Super Bowl, and
That wasn't even Shanahan.
well, man, them niggas got
Nigga,
me
see?
tweaking, bro. Them niggas
Nigga,
got me tweaking.
that ain't got nothing to do with Shanahan.
I mean, McVay, my bad. Fuck Shanahan. Anyway,
Sorry.
biggest losers. I'm gonna say the biggest losers, in my opinion, is gonna have to be the Bengals, bro. That's it. Because I ain't gonna lie, you gave your main defensive asset to a division rival, and you're pretty much not gonna do shit to shore it up. You're not gonna do shit to build up the line. Now you just put more on Joe Burrow plate. That's it. The man got to worry 6 games out the year. He got to worry about T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, and not Trey Hendrickson. What the fuck? They might win. I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna be the most excited 6-7 win team that you'll see, maybe ever. You're gonna see 400 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns, and Chase gonna go for 251 game, and they're not gonna make the playoffs, bro. So that's my opinion, bro. Rams winner, Bengals losers, bro. All because they just gave up their best piece and ain't did shit about it, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the Bengals thing, but it's like I said, it's certain teams where it's just like what's understood don't need to be explained, man. Like they've been doing this for years. They did it with Jesse Bates, they did it with DJ Reader, they did it with Trey Henderson. This is who the Bengals are, bro. Like it's not shocking at this point. This is what bad friends do. And the Rams, as far as it goes, listen, I already done told y'all, man, I think McVay's gonna go down as one of the greatest coaches to ever do it. And I know he's in a position where he has a lot of calls to make in terms of that front office and the personnel that comes in the door. So I think he has a huge role to play in that. And they just pretty much solidified their one weakness on that team. I mean, that secondary is completely revamped now with Jalen Watson. Not only just with Trent McDuffie, but with Jalen Watson. So this is a team that's, primed to make a push for a Super Bowl run again. But with all that being said, though, man, do you have anything else I want to add about free agency before we move on to Bam Adebayo?
No, sir.
No.
All right. So for those who don't know, if you've been living under a rock the last 24 hours, Bam Adebayo yesterday erupted and pretty much shattered the hearts of Kobe fans
Yo.
on the nation. He scored 83 points. He surpassed Kobe Bryant's 81-point game, and he did it in a manner that a lot of people did not appreciate because of the free throws and because of the amount of free throw attempts he had. I just want to say this, man. This was just another example why, for me personally, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but this is how I feel. This is another reason why I say Kobe fans are insufferable. They're some of the worst fans I've ever interacted with, I've ever encountered, and just I hate talking sports with them because they talk about Kobe as if he's like Jesus Shuttleworth, bro. Like it kills me, and it seems like no matter what anyone says or does, if it's not that Kobe is the greatest basketball player to ever touch a fucking basketball and lace him up, it's wrong, and it bothers me because they're degrading Bam Adebayo and his accomplishment to just purposely uplift Kobe. And I get it. This is what we kind of sort of do when we debate athletes and players all the time. But it's a difference between paying respect to a guy because I simply think he's better than to just down a guy his literal life accomplishment just because my favorite player no longer can say he scored the most points that we've ever seen on screen. So, in my opinion, man, this is just another reason why I say Kobe fans are literally some of the worst fans that you will ever interact, in my personal opinion, dog. Because it bothers me how infuriated or infatuated, I should say, that they are with Kobe. Like it literally just makes no sense to me, bro. It literally just does not. And so much so to the point they will literally drag a man name through the mud just to make Kobe seem as if he still is that Messiah. Like I literally seen on TikTok earlier today. A dude literally said, "Nah, I don't care. I'm hating. Like, fuck this game. He can't never be what Kobe did or whatever." I'm like, bro, you don't. This nigga don't know you. He didn't know you. Like you talking like this is family. Like, relax, bro. Like, I get it. You feel me? Your favorite basketball player, favorite athlete, you love watching him play, mama mentality. I get that shit, bro. It's not that deep. It's not. He's not. You're not on payroll to defend this man, gang. You're not. And it this shit bothers me, bro. It really does, because it's like you go to such lengths just to defend a man who never even knew you existed. Like I don't know. And I get it. Again, I know that's sports. I know that's the sports world. I get it. But it's like I said, it's a certain level of it's a thin line between paying respect and just being downright infatuated with someone just for no apparent reason. But what you got to say, Mike? I know you had something to say about it.
So it's real straight to the point, bro. You had grown ass adult men on the internet talking about, I can't believe that fuck nigga. They let that fuck nigga break Kobe 81. You had niggas in the comment section talking about he could have got 79 and sat the fuck down. You had grown ass men on national television, on local broadcasts and sports anchors talking about, I just don't like the way he did it. As if the nigga don't play center anyway. Like, y'all mad about the free throws. He made them, nigga. Like, just because he got the attempts don't guarantee the nigga was going to make them. He made them. So it is what the fuck it is. Like, they complained about the fact that he was in the game. He was up the whole game. But then left out the fact with 3 of his 5 starters was on injury injured on injury reserve, didn't even fucking play, which is why he got all them fucking shot attempts. On top of the fact that nobody had a problem when Kobe stayed his ass in the game to make sure he got fucking 81. Nobody said shit. Toronto was ass and cheeks. Nobody gave a fuck that Kobe stayed in that game and get 81. We was all watching that bitch locked in, like, go get that shit, kill these niggas. We was all watching the shit. We all had no problem with it, nor should we have. The fact that y'all got a problem with a nigga getting 83 is insane to me. Like, it just don't make sense. And, like, literally, Bam probably one of the most low maintenance, like, star players in the league. Bro don't be doing extra shit. For the most part, every time you see him, he got a smile on his face. He's respectful to the media. Most people know about Bam is that he crack jokes, do pranks, and then he date Asia Wilson and shit. That's it. Bro ain't never in the news for no bullshit. He ain't out here running the streets, terrorizing citizens and shit in Miami. Like, bro, be cool.
Hey, he don't got a rape case.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no cases, ain't got no nothing. And I don't even care about that part. Like, that aspect, I'm just talking about the basketball aspect. Like, bro is a legitimate professional athlete in every sense of the word. And so for y'all to be attacked, him to be getting personally attacked for any reason is crazy, nigga. I'm on the court. I'm hooping. If you don't stop me, that's your business. If you gonna get 5 minutes when we go to the line, that's your business. If I'm cooking you niggas and I can get 30 in the first quarter and y'all can't stop me, that's your problem. I don't give a what you got going on. I'm not taking it easy on niggas in my mind while I'm in the middle of an NBA game in 2026 thinking to myself, damn, I'm getting close to Kobe, to that 81 for Kobe. I should probably let that stand. Fuck out of here. Records is meant to be broken. That's the whole fucking point. And it's always these old ass niggas. You had Robert Horry, old ass, a bunch of them old ass niggas talking about some. I think it was a disgrace to the game of basketball and blah blah. But it wasn't a disgrace when the other nigga did. Like they pick and choose when they got a problem, and then Kobe fans specifically, like you said, they just fucking insufferable. They're the most aggravating ass bunch of soft ass crybabies I ever seen in my fucking life. And they get mad when you say he still wasn't Jordan. They get mad when you say LeBron's better than him all the time. Like niggas, niggas the most angry group of people I ever seen in my fucking life. Ever. And they overrate how the nigga performed overall for his career. I think he's one of the greatest players to ever play basketball, for sure. But anytime you say a nigga better than him, they get to go on the fuck off. They lose their fucking mind. Like, it's just crazy to me how grown-ass men get like that. But then they'll turn around and talk shit about, like, a Bron fan or a Jordan fan and be like, oh, y'all niggas delusional. Nigga, you're no better, if not worse. Like, so there's no room to talk. So, I don't know. I think niggas was really tripping and jumping out their body over some shit that really went that deep. Bro was hooping, he was cooking. It was his night, point blank. He had it going, and he kept that shit going until he couldn't no more. And he got the fucking record. It is what it is.
What you got, Breeze?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna just keep it short. You get me?
Yeah,
Keep it short, bro. That the free throws was wild. I ain't gonna lie. That's just my only. I was like, God damn! I saw the free throw.
Yeah,
Bro, I saw the free throws, bro. I was like, damn. Last time I seen some shit like that was the 06 finals. I think, bro, the Dwayne Wade shot like 37 free throws, but that was like 6 games. This nigga shot like 45 free throws, but hey, I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him at all, bro. Congratulations on him getting the record. I ain't gonna lie, the old heads, y'all just got to get over it, man. Y'all just got to get over it, man. I'm pretty sure if Kobe was alive and Kobe was playing today, Kobe would be at the free throw line like a motherfucker too. I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of, I ain't gonna say who, but it's a lot of players in the NBA that kill me with the free throw shit, and I don't like it. So I don't want y'all to think I'm pro free throw. No, I hate that shit. That shit lame. But hey, he a part of history now. 83 points is 83 points. No matter how you get it, you could do 41 layups or as many amount of threes. Hey, whatever. Congratulations to them on getting the 83 points. The Wizards continue to be the Wizards. I had high hopes for you guys. I thought, bringing in Trae Young and AD, they'll at least bring some structure.
You had high hopes for the Wizards. You said that out loud.
I mean, bro, they in
You
hell
said
right
that
now.
shit out loud.
I said to be fair to them, bro, they're not.
You was high when you had hopes for them niggas.
No, they in hell right now. So hoping good for them is astronomical, bro. Winning a game is a championship for them at this point, bro. But I thought at least situational awareness, you guys would, we're getting our ass whooped. We don't want to be the butt of a joke. Let's put all 5 defenders on the guy who has like 1 million points right now. Fucking everybody else can score. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. Have a layup line, a dunk contest, do what you want. But this guy isn't finna get 83 points on us. And I'm pretty sure if they played it right, he probably would have got 100 because they just literally just said, fuck it, go ahead, do your thing, man. You're going to be Bam Bryant tonight. He could have been Bam Chamberlain. But, hey, man, I'm happy for him, bro. Anytime you can etch yourself in history, man, you do it. I'm glad that he stood on business. He did his thing. Miami Heat ain't winning shit anyway, so I'm pretty sure it's a really good highlight of the season. Shout out Bam. Congratulations. Yeah, man, that's my point. But 40-something free throw, that's some wild shit, boy. That must have been a long-ass game. I tuned in the last 5 minutes, but 40-something fucking free throws, god damn.
Yeah, that is a long-ass game. What you got, Gino? What you think about the matter?
Man, I'm gonna go a step further than Kobe. I'm not gonna lie. The NBA might have the worst fans and the worst media, period.
Yes.
Like, period.
Yes.
At first I thought Kevin Durant was being dramatic. But then the more I started to just listen to how people talk, the more I started to listen to some of these conversations. Like these really just might be like something I just sit back and think about a lot. Even as an old head, I sit back and I just say, Barry Sanders in the 90s. If you ask an NFL fan, who got moved like Barry Sanders? Across generations, everybody kind of go, Barry, then maybe this other player. Barry, then AP. And it's not like this big fight like you see with NBA, NHL. Who's the best? Who's the best? Wayne Gretzky. See, they might have a Wayne Gretzky, blah blah. You need Jay Jacks here for this part, but there's more give and take as far as the conversation that they have. Baseball, hell, the Spike Barry Bonds being on steroids. You ask a lot of baseball players before Tiny or whoever that switch hitter is, that be pitching as well. Barry Bonds, but with the NBA, whether it's going forward or going backwards, like these conversations are like extremely toxic. Like these conversations are like extremely ridiculous to the point like certain like I posted the other day, we got people saying they would stop Shaq with Alex Caruso fronting him and then just a backup center so I can hack a Shaq all game. Like some of these conversations, you got people. I mean, even with LeBron, if I put Dennis Rodman on LeBron, he only gonna get 12 points. Like some of these conversations that I see people having, like I'm like, yo, this is delusional. Like this doesn't happen with other sports. Like there is nobody who goes, man, Randy Moss couldn't do X, Y, Z. There's nobody that goes, well, if I put Justin Jefferson in the 80s, he can't do X, Y, Z. But with basketball, I mean, like hockey, nobody goes Wayne Gretzky can't score today, or nobody goes Sid the Kid can't go back. Basketball is just so toxic when it's talked about. Like it's just crazy. Like and again, I felt at first I ain't gonna lie, Quincy, I thought your boy was just butthurt because they were saying like him joining the Warriors and they was picking on him or whatever. But the more I just really sat back and saw these conversations, I'm like, yo, this is the worst for fan base. Like, I don't watch soccer. They say soccer is pretty bad. I don't really care. So I'm really talking about America. You know what I'm saying? And then just real quick, going to the Wizards. The Wizards are terrible. Like, I'm sorry. There's no world we giving up 83 points if I'm a coach. Like, you start filing my players to extend the game, like Breezo said. We putting five on bank. Like we about to engage in so much nonsense. The NBA is about to call me and say this game is over. Because I promise you, if you start fouling my players to get extra points, I'm just about to start fouling off ball. We about to shoot technical free throws this whole game. I've already lost. I've already been embarrassed. So this is what's gonna happen. We about to shoot technical free throws the rest of this game. Like I'm sorry. Like I think there's like a rule: if you foul somebody off ball, they got to go shoot it. He gonna be shooting all game, and Adam Silver is gonna have to get on the phone and say, "Stop this game. This is ridiculous." In fact, if you want to have Bam shoot those free throws, we packing up and we leaving. I'm not giving up 83 points, bro. Like I'm sorry, like that is just like no, I am not giving up 83 points. I'm not giving up 70 points. Like unless this is like LeBron, 25 straight points against the Pistons in the playoffs, and they need it. It's just not happening. I'm pulling the Isaiah Thomas and walking off the court before that happened. And that kind of told me everything I need to know about why the Wizards are trash. They're going to continue to be trash. And that has to be a horror. Like, I've seen the Lions do some pretty disgusting things on the field. Like, the Lions haven't even been, even with the Lions being 0-16, like, they tried. Like, they genuinely tried. 83 points? Like, nah, dog. Like, I just can't take it, bro. Like I wouldn't even be a pretty day if the Pistons allowed that. Knock on wood. Mess around, they allow it tomorrow.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, before you go, T. Dan Orlovsky went 0-16 and then went 2-14 with us. That's some generational ass right there, man.
He went on these. He the same one on these platforms talking like he just know these quarterbacks inside out and how they think. I'm like, bro. And let me piggyback on what Gino was elaborating on. I want to extend that a little bit, bro. I don't even necessarily believe it's the average NBA fan that is the toxic community. It's the former players, bro. Like these niggas would think they were Christ today. Like, bro, like a perfect example is this is Rashawn McCann, bro. Like, okay,
Kobe's 81. Fuck you talking about?
Be so for real, bro. Like, you go out there and get 81, nigga. Your career high is not even half that, game. Like, be so serious. Like, and then you got guys. I remember the other day I was listening to the Speak Easy pod, and I heard LaShawn McCoy say, And this is another reason why I say you got to take former players' statements with a grain of salt. I don't give a fuck if you used to play. I don't mean that does not mean your word or your opinion on ball just trumps everyone else's. That you just are right. No, that's not how that works. This man, the Sean McCoy out there said the difference between a starter and a backup is not that big of a difference. I said that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Literally, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Because if you're gonna sit and tell me Josh Allen is not widely better than Mitch Trubisky, you're a fucking idiot. Like I'm just be
Mhm.
honest. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't care if you the Eagles leading rusher and you it's in the amount of time. No, you don't know ball. Because if you're gonna sit here and tell me with your own two eyes, nigga, that Mitch Trubisky is close to Josh Allen, you're an idiot. If you're gonna sit and tell me that Tyler Huntley is close to Lamar Jackson, you're an idiot. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care what sport you play, gang. That's not a correct statement. And then to make it worse, TJ Huskinzada gonna chime in and go sit there and say, "Oh yeah," because I feel that way too. Because some people say Chad better than me, but I think I'm better than Chad, and I think it's loose. Are you stupid, nigga? Like, bro, it's the former players, I swear to God, bro. It's the former players who make this
But
shit terrible.
it's way worse. It's way worse in the NBA. It's way
No,
worse.
that's my
Yeah.
point. That's my point. It is way worse than the NBA because not only do they defend themselves, they'll defend their peers. Like you see how people talk about Kobe now. You got guys like Robert Horry. You got guys like Dennis Rodman when he's talking about Jordan. You feel me? Like these guys talk about these dudes as if they, you feel me, was just the reincarnation of God Himself on the court. Like think so highly of these dudes, like they were untouchable. Like it made no sense. I don't know, bro. For me personally, that's what kills it the most. When you got these former players speaking as if these dudes are untouchable. Like that's
Mhm.
And I want to let this out, man. I want to say this, because I know y'all want to move on from the whole Bam stuff, but that's the difference between the result, the product. If you ever want to see why, I know the argument is always, oh well, the NBA is 82 games a season, which I agree. I am in favor of a shorter season. But if you want to see why the NFL just blows out the NBA when it comes to ratings, to viewership, to everything, like Gino said, the way these fans treated KD, and KD said it best. NBA fans, NBA media, the NBA commissioner himself, NBA owners, they do not like basketball. They're not fans of basketball. They are fans of storylines. They are fans of headlines. That's all it is. I literally watched. I am a fan of the product. I grew up loving basketball. It's my favorite sport. I love it, and I sit down and I watch these games from the start of the season. I'm a big fan of the IST. I don't know why fans don't like the in season tournament. Some type of competition early on in the season. That's a good thing for the product. Um, and when you got guys um coming in and saying, I'm sorry, I'm watching Wimby, generational talent, right? I mean, just freaking amazing. I'm watching Paulo Banchero drop 30 points back to back. KD dropped 25 plus off 78% efficiency points. Kuzma dropped 33. It was a great day for NBA basketball. And when I turned on the TV to watch what the NBA media was talking about, do you know what they were talking about? Fucking LeBron
how
James
about
and Michael Jordan for the 30th fucking time this week. And
yeah.
that is why the product is so bad. And fans feed into it. Like I said, they treat these guys like they're Jesus Christ himself. And it's sad, dog. It's disgusting, man. And it really tarnishes the product. And Adam Silver is to blame for this as well. I don't care what people say. David Stern, yeah, he was shady, but David Stern ran a great fucking product. All right, David Stern he made it somewhat entertaining as far as how things were done on a product level. What
Uh-huh.
it is now is not what it was back then, and I sound like an old head, but it's true. The NBA
Sound
right
like
now, the talent is amazing, but it's like it's the same old story for the 30th time in the week. You know, and Bam's 83. I don't care what y'all say, bro. And to everybody, all the Kobe fans out there, oh, he should have subbed out. Kobe Bryant himself would not have wanted Bam Adebayo to sub out. So let's not even go there with the whole he should have subbed out BS. Kobe Bryant stayed, they were up to what 25 points. He stayed 3 minutes. They were up 25, 3 minutes left. He stayed in the game to hit the 81. All right. Oh, the free throw argument, that's stupid. Bam has 62 points. Bam has 62 points. At the end of the third quarter. They were triple teaming Bam. He wasn't foul baiting. All right. Y'all know I hate the foul baiting. We had the conversations about Shea Gilgeous and Harden and all that stuff. There was no foul baiting going on. They triple teamed him, he got fouled. But the product, the NBA legends, everything about the NBA, they don't like the sport. It's all headlines. It's all me, 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 and it's disgusting. It's sad to see that that's what the league has become.
Hey man, we just gotta remember we got people talking about they would have Alex Caruso front Shaq to stop Shaq.
Oh, like that.
Like,
And speaking of
like,
Shaq, hold on, I gotta get this out. I gotta get this out because y'all got on me for this. When I brought this conversation up a few months ago, Shaq does not. Shaq himself, and this is another problem. Why are they allowing this to continue? Shaq himself has come out on multiple occasions and said he does not watch the NBA. He said he does not watch the games. Why the fuck is Shaq on TNT or wherever the fuck they are, NBC on prime time, where the fucking everybody's watching? Why is he allowed to give his input on the games, the players? Why? You get what I'm saying? Like that's disgusting, dog. Like that's nasty to the
Hey,
product, dog.
Q, it's probably just because his personality. Not gonna lie, it's the same way
Dog,
like how
that
they
that
bring.
that's a
I
disgrace,
get what you're
bruh.
saying, bro, but the only justifiable thing is that it's his personality. It's Shaq. It's the big, funny, dopey guy who likes to crack jokes and go
Yeah,
back and forth with Charles Barkley.
that's
Like,
Yet he himself has come out and said on multiple occasions, dog, I don't watch the game. So why are we taking and I remember I forgot who it was, bro. It was in the other chat, in the main chat. I think it was Green Hill or whatever his name is. And we went back and forth because he's talking about
green.
Shaq
brother,
know
you
more
can't
about
say nothing
basketball
on
than
that.
me. And I said, I don't care if Shaq got 18 championships. Shaq himself has come out and said he doesn't watch it. Shaq don't know shit about basketball.
I mean,
You get what I'm
see,
saying? And
that's my problem, and that's why I said that earlier. It's like a lot of people be taking these dudes' word as gospel because they're former players. And granted, they were good players. LaShawn McCoy, good player. Shaq, great player. One of the 10 best players ever played the game. No denying that. But that does now mean that your opinion is factual, nor does it mean it trumps mine. That doesn't mean that. And what makes it worse is that people know you can say some dumb head ass shit, but they still will go with it because of who said it. Like, bro, like I'm telling you, bro, when LaShawn McCoy said that shit about a backup not that far from the start and all this, bro, I'm like, bro, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Like, it's a reason why there are backups and starters in the league. If that was the case, these dudes will have jobs elsewhere. It's a lot of teams in need of talent. But
yeah.
that's not what it is.
just nasty, bro. That's
And I'm gonna say this to Tavares to kind of back up what you were saying, Quincy. I I do feel as if like I understand what you're saying, Breezo, like how Shaq he is and he's the big dopey guy. I feel like the difference between the NFL and the NBA is they will put pressure on their media partners to go, yeah, we're not saying that. You know, he
Yeah,
can be funny, he can be this, he can be that, but for the sake of the brand, we ain't saying that. As whereas with Adam Silver, I mean, you really can say anything and be a partner of his, and unless you just offending China or something, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you can just have the same dumb conversation over and over and over, and it's like the NBA is either too ignorant to tell their media partners to stop having the same conversation, or they don't have the backbone of the NFL, where the NFL kind of goes, okay, we don't have Brady and Mahomes. leave it to Skip Bayless. Leave it with this person to keep having the same conversation. But with our brand, we need you to kind of mix it up a little bit. And I think that's kind of the difference between really the NFL and the NBA is like Adam Silver don't know what he's doing. You know, I know Mike. He don't Mike. That man
I
don't,
don't
bro.
agree with that, bro.
Man, no, he
Man, he
don't,
don't know what
bro.
he's doing, bro. He
He
does
don't,
not.
bro.
He does
I think
not.
he took over a shitty situation and is trying to throw shit to see what he can get to fix the NBA. The NBA was declining in a very steep decline when he took the fuck over. So he fixing shit from niggas not playing hard all year. Nigga had to implement the in-season tournament. Nigga had to implement the play-in. Nigga had to change the All-Star game 4 or 5 times. Like, there's too much other shit he has to do outside of just sticking to worrying about strategy as far as on TV personalities, contracts like that. Like that's not something that he can just focus on. Roger Goodell
Mm-hmm.
focuses on literally just that. Nothing's bigger than the shield with the NFL. That's the difference. You don't see NFL players' face. It's just helmets and fucking jerseys. You could throw a motherfucker out there and you could tell a fan who really he ain't gonna take the time to look unless they're us who really love sports. You could put a motherfucker out there with a jersey on with somebody random ass name on it and say this motherfucker went to this college, ran this 40, had this many yards and touchdowns, and we'll sit back and watch the shit because we just love fucking football that much. Basketball is not like that. So it's much easier for us to say, you know, it's the worst, whatever. I think they got the worst
scenario.
They got the worst. It's the worst. First of all, it was the worst scenario to take over. Like if you had to find another NFL commissioner right now, nothing would change for real. Like there will be no tremendous drop off because the NFL is a machine that runs itself. Goodell is an overseer of that machine. He just makes sure the buttons is up to date, make sure the levels is correct on this, that. He touching shit, he checking the machines, making sure shit running. He not having to overdo shit. He ain't having to overhaul shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, that would have been true. That would have been true if it was still early on in Silver's run, because he took in a bad product. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, the NBA's ratings have gone up exponentially. I'm talking about crazy numbers this season alone. Like the rate, the percentage at which people are watching the game is crazy, and for Adam Silver to still let the media carry these conversations. And it's not just Adam Silver, because if you watch any NBA or NFL documentary, they tell you the owners run the leagues. It's not the commissioner can they're the kind of the face of the owners, and they kind of represent what the league wants to do, and we're gonna do this, we're not gonna do that, blah blah. But the owners run the league, and that's why I said it's not just Silver, it's the owners themselves. And that's why you see there's reports going on where Mark Cuban is trying to buy back the Mavericks. You get what I'm saying? Because you can tell when somebody really, really likes the product. And NFL owners, they like, as there are a couple of them, yeah, they really only care about money, like the Bengals. But for the most part, NFL owners, they like football. They like to compete. They like to win. NBA owners don't. They're here for the checks. They're here for the TV deals. And that's it. And it sucks. And Adam Silver, unfortunately, I don't see him. He's not the guy that's gonna, try to, come in and argue with them and fight them. He's not gonna push back on them. As opposed to Roger Goodell, we've seen it time and time again. Where Roger Goodell, he's become the bad guy, right, in the face of the fans and whatever. But that's because Roger Goodell still kind of fights back. He kind of pressures them to hey, we're not gonna do this. Like
Roger Goodell,
and like T said, we're not doing this. As opposed to Adam Silver, it's just, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
But this is the
Roger
thing, though, bro.
Goodell is a fake.
You gotta factor everything in, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think the NBA has been hit the most with the whole legalization of gambling, bro. The NBA has been hit the worst, bro, because it's the easiest sport to gamble on. So now Adam Silver is dealing with a lot more shit, bro. Throughout his whole tenure, bro, every day is some new shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's always some new shit.
Every day is some new shit, bro.
And stars run the NBA, bro. Ain't no stars don't run the NFL. Stars
bro. You got 15 guys on the NBA roster versus 53 on the NFL roster. And then if you look at the NFL, their committee, when it comes to making decisions, the motherfuckers like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning wasn't even on the front line. Drew Brees.
No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that.
I'm gonna say what players, though, bro. Like if all the top 5 players in the league right now all decide we're just gonna retire or go play overseas, the NBA would be fucked. Top
Yeah,
five
no,
players in the NFL league right now. You still can get NFL viewers. You still can get games. You still can get people to watch. It's
yeah,
a
and I
different sport, bro. It's a
hold on,
different setup.
yeah, and I understand all that, Mike. What I'm saying is, like, I understand what y'all saying. He got so much to focus on. I'm saying, me personally, I believe the biggest thing to focus on for a lot of these leagues is the conversation that is being had, because those narratives trickle down to damn near everything. I'm sorry, like, we might gotta, like, right now he focused on what do we need to do about the draft. Do nothing about the draft. Keep doing the draft the way you're doing it. All this complaining about tanking, that is not a concern that you need to be worried about. The fact that I turn on ESPN and, like Quincy said, this is the 40th day of LeBron and Jordan, or the monopolization of teams that don't matter, because for a lot of fans that watch the game, a lot of their excitement level is married to some of these conversations that they have. And if you keep having conversations where some of these players really not even relevant like they used to be, you're gonna have like this disinterest. You're gonna have these silly now again, you can't do nothing about podcasts. You don't control podcasts. But his partners and stuff like that,
Who do you control?
ESPN, who you have a relationship with,
Don't control them.
NBC. No, but you have a relationship with them, because at the
Yeah,
end of
but
the
not
day,
enough to tell them what they can and can't say on air.
but I can't go to you and say, hey man, when it comes up to this contract, and I know how bad you want my contract between you and TNT. Now you got, mm-hmm.
It could have been a situation too where they had them conversations, but the contract signed now. We locked in. So what you gonna do now?
Man, look,
What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna
forget
do?
all of
You
that.
Then
know,
again,
these
that's but hold on,
contracts
Mike. Who
terms
fault
and
would that be at that
agreements
point? That would be his
is
fault.
is
He
volatile.
let that contract get locked in with a partner that is not helping his brand. So that's my complaint. It's like, you need to focus on the thing that matters. Don't try to reinvent the dunk contest. Don't try to reinvent the draft.
Yeah,
Like,
I
focus on the stuff that matters, and it can have
completely,
conversations that can actually move the game
I
along for
completely
the future.
agree with that, man. I think a lot of the things Adam Silver is just simply getting away from is the fundamentals of what made the NBA, what made basketball, bro. Like, it's a simplistic, beautiful sport that we all enjoy watching. I think the issue is now, I think Breeze is 100% correct. Sports gambling is at an all-time high, and it's something that is a true blessing and a curse to the game. But at the end of the day, we can't sit here and absolve or excuse Adam Silver for not doing his job to ensure that these things are controlled properly. Like, dog, at the end of the day, bro, we have a league where dudes have free will and they're going to do as they please, rightfully so. But it's now on you as the owner of this entity to ensure that these dudes are doing as much as possible to ensure you get the best product. And I just simply don't believe he does that. And the reason I feel that way is because we've seen guys come out and pretty much proclaim themselves as like their own business, their own line. Like, they don't believe that, hey man, if I'm not out here giving what I can when I can, then I don't really see real consequences coming from it. Like, this is why guys like Kawhi Leonard can go out and be off every other game, because he is nothing that's going to happen, and he understands that. Like, if you go in the
Well,
NFL,
what
bro,
would you do to him though? Like
you
what
don't
what's
play a certain
supposed to
amount
do to
of
him?
snaps. You don't play a certain amount of snaps. You don't play a certain amount of plays. You're not getting that money. Period. You're not getting that. It's a snap count you need to receive, or you need to meet.
Out of city.
And I say this, Mike, it's not what I would do to him, because you're right, Mike. What can I do to him? I think
You
if I
can
was
do to
the
any of them. The problem is it's a player-driven league. So what can you
and
really do to them?
and what I'm
But
saying,
Mike,
what
you
I'm
know they implemented load
Yeah.
management though, right? For older players, they give you grace now.
yeah, and what I'm saying, Mike, what I would do is I would lean towards the players who align with my values, basically. Like Cade Cunningham, not trying to be biased. I know Cade for the most part gonna show up. He gonna play. If you rock with my values, I see. That's why I say the relationship matters, because I'm not getting in a relationship with nobody. If I can't go to ESPN and say, look, Cade aligns with my values, you need to push Cade, or Ant aligns with my values, I'm just running through players right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I can do as a commissioner. I can push the people that align with my values and make a Wimby, and make sure to, like, have a conversation about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the media, because again, the media is powerful. Y'all can set the stage for these conversations and keep them rolling. You set the stage for LeBron and Jordan, so figure out how to set the stage with Cade and Ant, or Wimby and whoever. Like, that's really what I'm looking for. And for the players that don't want to do what you like, the players that you can't punish, cool, do you. You figure out how to brand yourself without the NBA pushing you. And if you can do it, God, Godspeed, God bless. But I'm gonna focus all my energy on All-Star game, putting this person here and there, promotions, opportunities on people that align with the values. And that's what even though I do feel like David Stern sometimes was too tight with it, I do feel like he did a real good job at you align with these values that can help us move forward. Don't have to agree with every single instance, but I feel like that's my only complaint with Silver. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so with all that being said, man, we are about to reach that 2 hour mark, man. Hey, I want to thank those who did tune in to the show once again tonight, man. Be sure to type, excuse me, to check in with us tomorrow. We will be live again 8:30 Eastern time, man. We'll be discussing more about NFL free agency, the other moves, any other big time trades, anything like that. And we'll be discussing NBA's course as always, man. But before we head out, man, anyone else have anything?
Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hey,
See
Brad
y'all
Holmes.
tomorrow, man.
Brad Holmes, you know what to do, man.
Hey, if we can get Max Crosby, go get him, man. Pair him with his MAGA brother.
Don't get the 49ers nothing. 49ers got enough championships.
We paying for it.